everybody, welcome back to We Seen It. We're talking about Doctor Strange, and we saw it. All right, guys, Doda, B squared. I need you guys' first opinions, right? When you first saw the movie, like, what was first thing that came to mind? But no, actually, before you even watched it to the theater, what were your expectations for this movie?
B, you can go first.
Alrighty. My expectations were, and it came to pass. It happened. I knew that Wanda was going to kill it regardless. Elizabeth Olsen killed it regardless. Knew that was going to happen. Something else that was going to happen were, cameos, of course, but I thought it would be a little bit more, to be honest, but it was still good.
Yeah.
Doda?
I think I expected for there to be like this, which a lot of people also did. I thought that this movie was going to include like a lot of people from several different universes.
Yes.
Hence the Multiverse of Madness. But yeah, that's kind of what I had expected going into it.
My expectations were high, and they were met. I mean, I saw this review online talking about how the movie was kind of, and I was like, well, it wasn't bad. It was just a little predictable, right? But it was still hands down top tier, great movie. I loved it. And from this point starting on, right now, we are officially spoiling the movie. So if you're watching, I don't know what you're doing, but you're about to ruin it for yourself. All right, yeah, you've been warned. All right, so. I was talking to B about this a little earlier. He said he felt like it was a Wanda movie. And I said, how can you say that when we literally only saw maybe what, one and a half? We saw 1.5 Wandas, right? We saw 2, but like the Scarlet Witch was possessing the other Wanda. So it's like, but we saw 4 different Doctor Stranges. So how do you feel like this is a Wanda movie? Like, no, you gotta explain that.
All right. First of all, like, it seems like it's her movie because it seems like it's a part of her story. Because if you saw WandaVision, it was about her and her children and whatnot. And this, it just seems like her and the end goal was getting back to her children. And it just happened that Doctor Strange had to be involved. And she stole the movie. Like, in every scene, it was literally her stealing the movie. Who was Doctor Strange afraid of? Her. Wanda. Who were they running from the entire movie? Wanda. The entire movie. It was basically Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange.
That's like saying, like, Infinity War was a Thanos movie because they were running from Thanos, so they were trying to stop. And like, no,
but that's not it, though. It included the Avengers story in it.
No, it's so.
This was just for Wanda.
Nope.
It literally should have been Doctor Strange.
Maybe I'm biased.
And Wanda Madness, because I honestly don't think we were given the multiverse aspect of this. Like, they went to like 2 worlds, basically.
They went to 4.
But I barely remember any. They went to like some wasteland and then some other like high future place, whatever. Like, and then the cameos had
383. Just for everybody who's out there about the killer, it's Earth 383. We remember the professionals.
I'm just saying, like, it was giving Wanda the whole time and about her and her kids.
The entire time.
And, like, it just wasn't giving Multiverse of Madness. It was giving Wanda Madness.
She literally was going throughout the multiverse trying to find these kids. And one thing, all right, I'm jumping the gun here. But, like, why on earth does she keep going back to that specific universe? Like, if you even, because, like, we all knew that they were gonna show Wanda's evilness to the kids, so they're like, "Oh shoot!" Like, that was the only way to stop her because there is no way to stop her, right? I mean, the comic books prophesied it. Benedict Wong did a phenomenal job. I mean, I still prefer Benedict Cumberbatch being the Sorcerer Supreme, but Benedict Wong did his thing. But he prophesied that she's either to rule or to destroy the multiverse. So there was no way of stopping her. Only thing we could do is to show the kids that she's actually terrible. But my thing is, why did that have to stop her? Like, she really could have been like, all right, different universe then. Like, I mean, in all actuality, we really could have been like, because she kept going back to the same 383, which is stupid. Like, there's an infinite amount of multiverses. I mean, not multiverses, universes. She could have went to any one of them. So
someone made a comment and was like, for some reason that universe didn't include Vision, and maybe some of the other ones may have, and I don't know.
I don't think other ones did. I don't know, because like right when I saw, I told B this. I appreciate the kids did not have their powers. I appreciated that. Because then they would have tried to help, and it would have been too much. Then Wanda would have down. It'd have been too much.
I still would have wanted to see it though, just a little bit. Just a little bit of super speed, maybe, just something, But it was still cool. It was still nice.
But I mean, and I will say that we did not see a lot of. Well, we'll get into that next, right. So I understand. We'll start that subject right now. So tell me your biggest jaw drop moment. We'll start with Doda because we started with B squared last time. Doda, tell me the biggest jaw drop moment for this movie for you.
The cameos, hands down. Like
the cameo.
I literally, because everyone, for some reason, for a lot of people, it was already spoiled. I thank God that I did not go on social media. I intentionally did not go on social media because I did not want it to be spoiled. So when I saw the cameos, I was shocked. I was, screaming in the theater. I looked crazy, but it's okay. I just love those characters, and it just gives us a nod towards what we could see in the other films and movies. So yeah.
All right, B squared, talk to me.
So Q, you already know, in the theaters I had like multiple jaw-dropping moments.
You did?
So like as soon as I saw the star on the back of her jacket, I lost it because I knew that was America's Honor. I really lost it. When I saw John Krasinski as Reed Richards. I literally exploded, and I think that was probably my biggest moment. Or it was some other moment with Wanda just like completely going ham on everybody. So there was just a lot of moments for me.
Shout out to John Krasinski. I mean, dude, did your thing, man. And honestly, listen,
he did his thing.
Hey, if they hire your wife, bro, to be Sue in you guys' movie, my heart will stop. I will literally just, if they hire Emily Blunt to be Sue.
Dude, I would. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Actually, take that back. Mine was when Charles Xavier pulled up that hand on that chair. I was like, oh no, it's him.
That's a cameo still, though.
I know, but that's the biggest cameo for me. That means that opens up a whole new world. Like, that's so crazy. Anyway.
The X-Men and our
No, it does. It opens up. I think, okay, but crazy enough, right? A little controversial. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. That was a huge jaw-dropping moment. But I think my biggest jaw drop was when Wanda mastered the mirror dimension, right? When they trapped her in there and she was trying to get out, like it instantly turned on her, right? So she literally touched the mirror to understand the magic and then manipulated it to start pulling people in through other reflections.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I said, dear God, what?
Cool.
I mean, even I can't even think of her fake name or her real name. First movie, the Great One. I think that's what they called her. What is her real name? You guys know what I'm talking about. The bald lady from the first movie. Wow, I know I'm gonna get canceled for that. But the ancient one. There you go, the ancient one. She was like, hey, it's impossible to escape the mirror dimension without a sling ring. And Wanda literally did it. And I was like, yo, this woman's cold. Like, I appreciate the fact that they made a between sorcery and voodoo. I mean, witchcraft. I appreciated that. There was just a lot of things about this movie I really appreciated, right? So we're doing this a little bit out of order, but what do you guys give this movie? Out of 5 reels, what do you guys give this movie? Come on, B, that's all you.
You can go first.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Actually, yeah. The reason being is because, and a lot of people have already talked about this, unfortunately, because of the amount of times this movie was like delayed, they had to cut a lot of stuff out. And so because of that, it was like certain elements were just really slow, and like we're just like, okay, get to the point. Oh, we're here. Woo, yay. So aside from like the fight scenes and whatnot, and then I think they tried to counteract Wanda's world with bringing in Rachel McAdams, whatever, and having that love story to kind of counteract it. And I just feel like it was too many storylines going on in one film. So I think that's the only reason why I took 1 point off. But I love Rachel McAdams, so I don't really care.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal.
Yeah.
What? Yeah,
I think
great
it
actress.
was kind of slow, and then they killed the cameo. Like, how you gonna bring them on and then kill them within Wanda? She literally like made freaking fantastic. He literally was spaghetti, and I was like, what?
I said she turned him into Play-Doh. Like, you know how you had those Play-Doh things and you had to put it through the smasher to create spaghetti. I was like, oh, he's Play-Doh.
Humans just killed him off immediately. I was just like, why? No, it was too good. It's too rich. But yeah.
All right, B, your reels. How many reels, man?
I was also gonna say 4, to be honest, because it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it, but again, I'm just gonna say it. Scarlet Witch just took the whole movie. Like, Doctor Strange had some moments, you know. It was all about, you know, how he was arrogant and whatnot. It was going on the inside, why he wasn't happy, why he couldn't be with Christine and all that jazz. But I basically just watched the movie for Scarlet Witch at that point because just how she took everyone out. You know, Doda just talked about like how she took out Reed, but I'm like how she took out Black Bolt was just like
that was
not
crazy.
Necessary.
What mouth?
She took his mouth and then like I don't know if it was his brain or his mouth in his head or something. She just went like boom.
Okay.
And literally took him out the game.
Because he whipped now. And she closed his mouth, and I guess it like blew his head up.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, put this in the comments, right? The way I perceived it, right? What you guys tell us how you perceived it. The way I perceived it, it almost looks like he was trying to. Cause like remember his I can't think of his on his head was still glowing, and almost like he tried to speak without a mouth, and because of how powerful his voice is. That's what blew his brain up, and then because right after he died, it powered down, right? So that's the way I perceived it. Put your answers in the comments how you perceived it, right? It's just right. So, and then our next segment is what we would have fixed about the movie. So I'm gonna actually say you guys are nice to me. I'm gonna say like a solid like a 3 or like more like no a 3.7, right? Close to a 4, but not 3.7. 3.7. Here's why. Right. A lot of that could have been cut off, right? But I don't agree with Doda because like she was saying, well, the movie was kind of slow. Like literally, the first scene is them running from a demon.
Seeing at some like the beginning was like it was high speed, and then it kind of hit a point where I was like, like just sitting there, and then it got the cameos, and I was like, oh, and it just like came back up. Like it was just certain parts that were kind of slow, but it wasn't the whole movie as a whole, just some parts.
And that's what we're getting into next. What would you change about the movie? And because I'll start why I gave it a 3.7, right? So certain aspects of the movie just weren't necessarily like I feel like we didn't need them, right? So this is gonna be like super controversial. Someone's like, oh no, this that you needed this part. But like when they showed the memory of Doctor Strange and Christine, Rachel Adams, shout out Rachel McAdams, killed her thing. She killed her role. She killed all of her roles. That was great. I thought that was not needed because we knew that was a piece of his past. We knew she gave it to him. If I'm not mistaken, they talked about in the first movie how she gave that to him. So like we kind of knew all that. That was important. That was essential. That wasn't really needed in my opinion, right? So there was a lot of other scenes like that just weren't needed. Now we sit down. Yes, we did need Chavez's memory bank. We needed that so we all could understand like why she really doesn't trust herself. Because at the end of the movie, Strange literally says, hey, all you gotta do is trust yourself. Literally, you've taken us every place we needed to go in order to get to this moment. Trust yourself, right? We saw why she didn't trust herself. She literally sent both of her parents scattering throughout the multiverse, right? So I mean, we get that. That was absolutely 100% essential. But to further more say why, this is why Steven is like this, right? Because I mean, that scene alone, like you would think that, I need to be able to change who I am just to get the girl. But like throughout the rest of the movie, he's like, oh no, we're all the same. No one ever got Christina. Not one of us throughout the infinite multiverse got Christina, which is like, dear God, hard out to Stephen Strange. I just like little stuff like that could have been fixed or replaced. I'm not even replaced. No, that's a good word. Fixed or replaced, right? We could have altered that out just a little bit better. And I didn't also appreciate how just this one. No, sorry, no. I'll take that back. I didn't appreciate how Wong literally stood there and told all of the sorcerers to fortify their minds, but yet never traded a shield himself, right? Like, literally, Strange is like, hey, she's trying to get into their minds. Sorcerers! Fortify your mind! Like, bro, do something with us. Like, come on, bro. If she is trying to get somebody's head right when you saw that gap, fill it up, man. Fill it up. I mean, that was little small stuff like that, in my opinion, wasn't needed. What I would have liked to see, I would have liked to see Wanda versus Wanda a little bit more, because it's like every Wanda has the powers, but not only one Wanda is the Scarlet Witch, right? So I would have loved to see Wanda kind of like, because remember that scene where she's trying to possess herself? Like, you literally see the camera hiding in the banister slats. You see camera moving around trying to follow her. Like, you see her possess the picture. That'd have been dope to try to like kind of see the Wanda versus Wanda off. That'd been cool to me, right? It actually kind of would have been cool to see. I mean, no, we got that. We got a Steven versus Steven. So it'd have been a little nice, because especially with that music scene. I don't know how I feel about that music scene. I'll let you guys talk about that, but I feel like that'd have been a little nice. But Doda, B Squared, what would you have changed, replaced, or cut off in this movie? Giving the rating you gave, because you didn't give it a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 means you would have. It's good. It's great. No need. What is it? What would you guys have changed? Anybody can go.
Me?
You want to go?
No, go ahead.
You can go.
Okay. I think from the, like, once it ended, I was like, I really wanted more of the multiverse. Like, I appreciate the camos that we got, but I didn't think we traveled enough worlds for it to be considered to be madness, because it was like we only went to a few. And then it would have been cool, like, they didn't have to like show them like fully, but just to see like other different versions of superheroes. Like, I don't know, it wasn't really giving multiverse, but I would have kind of changed that and just incorporated more into it. I know that probably would have taken a lot. Also, I would have done better with the visual effects if possible. I don't know if people caught this, maybe it's just me, but I could tell like that the background, I mean, you're not supposed to tell, but like the background was fake, because you could like see like this glowing thing behind them, and I was like, did you guys not work enough? It was
I know, Doda, I 100% agree with you. The flashback to when the Illuminati fought Thanos, right? One, shout out to their Thanos, because listen, our Thanos he got cocky, got sloppy. We were able to beat him by giving him the time stone. Their Thanos, they were like, listen, we can't. There's no way to beat him. We got to get the book, because if we don't get the book, he's gonna destroy everyone. Like, shout out to their Thanos, but the visual effects were not up to par in this movie. Like, literally, something I call Thanos was light purple. What? And like the glove was like almost yellow.
That wasn't it.
And not golden. And I said, excuse me? Like, what's happening? It was really like, it was, for what Marvel has done and the way their details are, like, I think that's why I brought it lower than a 4, is because like I've seen you guys do like down to the smallest detail of amazingness, and to the fact that amazingness, what is that even? The fact that they couldn't even make Thanos look like the one we had. Another thing I didn't really like, and this is just the comic book in me, I don't like the fact that they dare say like the MCU is 616. How dare you? What? There's so many things that happened in 616 that is not happening in the MCU. Are you kidding me? Like, oh, that was an abomination. I hate, like, I mean, we're spilling into stuff, but like Moon Knight couldn't fly in the comic books, but he's flying in the MCU. This MCU, like, I'll say this right now.
Not really.
I'll talk to Kevin Feige myself. The MCU is not 616. Period. It's not. It's not. It's not. Go ahead, B. I'm sorry. I kind of went on a rant there. Kind of. Calm down.
So here's a couple things. So first thing, yes, I would like to see more characters, because there's this one scene, it was like towards the beginning, where America Chavez and Doctor Strange were going through many different universes or whatever, and they didn't have to like do a whole bunch. They could have just put character in the side, character here, character there. They didn't really have to do a whole bunch, but I would have loved to see a lot more characters in the movie. Another thing, something small, but when Wanda was fighting the Illuminati, right? She took out Reed. Okay, that made sense. Took out Black Bolt. That made sense. She took out Xavier, Professor X. That made sense. But when it came to Captain Marvel, she
Oh
got crushed by
yeah,
a
that was
statue.
crazy.
Like, she's one of the most powerful beings on the planet, and
Yeah,
she
that made
got
sense.
crushed by a statue. I'm like,
And the
I wish it
statue
would have been a better
split. So it
fight.
was like, yo, did you really get
Exactly.
crushed? Or like what?
Like a
And you
statue was like a bunch of like feathers to her.
No, yeah, that was
Exactly.
disrespectful. That was crazy. No, wait. So Doda did say something earlier. Why did they kill all off everybody? No, they had to because like the whole theory of the multiverse is no matter what happens in a different universe, it does not matter to you because it's not yours. If anything, it doesn't exist to you. So her slitting all those throats, it was like, who cares? I mean, I'll never see these people again. It doesn't matter. This is not my universe. It really didn't matter to her, right? Because I mean, technically, in this universe, Reed is still alive. Xavier's still alive. All that stuff. So it really did not matter.
Except the people at the temple or whatever that place is called. She burned everybody alive.
Yes, and
That was her universe.
That was her.
That was her universe.
Well, no, she didn't burn everyone. Remember, a lot of people got hurt because remember she was like, "I'm not gonna kill you, Wong. I'll kill them," and brought people up who were just injured. Right? Kamar-Taj. She was murking.
Kamar-Taj stuff was tough.
But wait,
yeah, that was
music scene. We have to hit that for 1 second.
No, yeah, go. I said go ahead. I don't know how I feel about that because it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh.
What did the piano have to do with this, and why is he defeating himself?
Stop.
Notes.
Stop.
Okay, so from what I could gather, right, it was like, okay, so he knew, like, one, not only is this himself, so he knows all his moves, but this is a darker, technically more powerful version of himself, right? So he had to think outside of the box to fight himself. That's why when he hit the piano, it was like, bro, instead of hitting you with normal shields and blade saws like he did in like the beginning of the scene, it's like, yo, what if I just hit you with some music, right? Because I mean, literally, he saw the sheets of paper, started pulling them off. It was like, it has to be a different way from what he thinks.
Because some of the musical notes were slow coming at him. He was just like,
and it didn't match up. It didn't match up.
That's true. It's true.
I'm gonna say something very controversial. Amazing Spider-Man 2 did better music in a fight than what Doctor Strange did. Okay, at least it matched up. Doctor Strange, he was just throwing random notes that didn't even match.
So we can kick you off the episode now. Thanks, Be Scared for your time.
Saying, Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Celestial fighting him. That was a better music scene than that. I'm just gonna say it.
I'll say that. You're crazy. You're talking about what the itsy bitsy spider thing, bro? That you're wild. I can't believe
dun.
Yeah. Wow. Doda, please say something to save us. Like, dear God,
it was a good scene though. It was good.
God, you're wild. Like I said, I don't know how I felt about this scene because it was creative, and like once he saw that once he saw that his evil version of himself could quite literally adapt to music, like he was like, okay, let me distract him by getting one note off of a harp, which kind of threw him all the way off because he was so focused on the fight that's here and now. But it's like, even with illusions, right? You'll hear any magician say when they say the magic's happening right here, really something happened over here, right? So that was actually, I feel like that was kind of like a representation of real fake magic, you know, because he was trying to distract him. The movie was overall great, but that scene, I don't know how I feel about that. But how do you think this movie will this is probably going to be the last segment and we're wrapping it up. How do you think this movie will progress the MCU?
Oh, I got this one.
Go ahead, B. We're waiting for you.
All right. I think this is really opening up a lot of doors because, especially in Professor X in this movie, it's definitely going to factor into, the Fantastic Four. Definitely going to bring the X-Men at some point because it was already
the Inhumans too. They're going to probably pull the Inhumans.
It's going to be burned down.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Inhumans, but
you're not the fan of the Inhumans. Oh my gosh! What?
I'm talking about the show they had. I wasn't a fan.
I'm talking about strictly comic books. Those are great characters.
No, I'm a fan of Inhumans, just not the show they had. But and also I don't know what they're gonna do with Wanda though, because I love the fact that they turn her evil because that's what she's supposed to do. But
Mhm.
I just don't know what's gonna happen next because she's at some point supposed to say the infamous line, "No more mutants," right? So the X-Men are on their way, right? Maybe I don't know when or if this is gonna happen, but I don't know. She might have a bigger part to play soon. And yeah, there's a lot coming from Marvel, and I just can't wait to see it.
That's all right. Doda?
Yeah, I think it opens up quite a bit, like pretty much just exactly what B said. But I am excited because okay, I caught this. Like it was at some point where they were like him and America were like flipping through different multiverses just to get to that one. And like
Yeah.
this cartoonish one that I
That was, don't say it. That
Yes.
was not it. That was not. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I really want okay.
No, it wasn't that.
If it is, I want it to be. But if they could open that world as well and like somehow incorporate it into these films, I think that would be really cool. But yeah, I think they're just gonna open a door for just a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what movie's coming out next.
It will be Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, that. Oh, well then I don't really know how that plays.
That's not gonna have anything to do with the multiverse because Chris Evans his contract gave him 4 solo movies, and this is his 4th solo movie. So
You mean Chris Hemsworth, right?
Chris Evans.
did I say Evans? Oh, crazy. I meant Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth. Yeah, his contract was 4 solo. He could renew it, but you know, I feel like that's the reason why they're bringing Jane Foster back. Shout out to Jane Foster. It's not a real name. Natalie Portman. Shout out to her. Great actress. I'm glad they're bringing her back into the MCU. But yeah, you know, because like, look, we got the infamous line in this movie, Doctor Strange will return, right? Who's to say that Jane Foster won't return in Thor 4? Because even based on we're getting like literally off topic. We're going from, but even based off of that trailer, you literally saw Thor kind of just like you saw all the Guardians of the Galaxy rushing into battle while Thor was just, oh well, you know, I've been fighting my whole life, 1,500 years I've been doing this. He's kind of come into peace with, you know, just, I'm not saying ending. I mean, I don't think he's gonna die in this movie, but it definitely seems like they're just trailing off. But yeah, that's that. I don't think Thor 4 is gonna have anything to do with the multiverse, but most definitely. Oh, those end credit scenes were terrible. Well, the first one was fine.
Wait.
The first one was good.
Wait.
The first one was good. Yeah.
Comics, right? Because that's supposed to be his love interest. But yeah.
Exactly, Clea.
Yeah, I'm not saying that was good. That was great. But that second one, bruh, it's over. Like that, you know what that reminded me of it reminded me of
That was so disappointing.
what was it, No Way Home or Homecoming, when Chris Evans was like, wow, you sit here and you wait this long just for something great to happen, and it doesn't. That's literally what it reminded me of. I think that was Homecoming, and I was like, bro, this was the worst end credit. It was funny, but it was the worst end credit scene. One thing I did really want to see in this movie, because it was leaked out that Tom Hanks might be in this movie. He would be Supreme Iron Man. All right. And there was something leaked saying that he would have a jar of Thanos' head next to him with the Infinity Stones in his hand. I was like, that would have been dope. That would have been so freaking cool to see, right? Especially because OG Illuminati is Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Reed Richards, and Charles Xavier, right? We had 6 members this time, but I mean the OG was 4. So, but that would have been really cool to see. And it'd been nice to know that, hey, even though our Iron Man, rest in peace, it's gone, it'd be nice to know that there's another one out there. But yeah, guys, that was our take on the movie. But don't just take what we say. Go watch it, guys. It's a great movie. You'll have a great time. You'll have a great experience. Once again, this is the We Seen It podcast. Be blessed. Stay sharp. See ya.